You are watching The Horizon, the voice of the Amber Woman, exclusively on ABC Amber TV.
Mutumbo, mama yo, na ya boy go get her. Blue Jay Brothers. Mama you kind, mama you're beautiful, mama you good, mama you're wonderful. No woman like you, mama. No woman like you, mama. Thank God for you, mama. Thank God for you, mama. 'Cause you gave me life, oh mama, queen of my life, oh mama. I go love you for life, oh mama. 'Cause you love me so, oh mama. From small begin, I never forget all the suffer when you suffer for me. Oh yeah, yeah. All the pain and the troubles where I put you through. I remember when money no be day and chop no be day for her. You be the try your best. You go run around to find us something where we go chop. When I dey sick, you know the sleep. You go the cry all night. You go hold me tight, start to pray, say God make you have my oh Lord. Ooh, I wo ye choma. Afunga na bere ye funga choma. Ambama na bere ye ambama choma. Enga na chinum ye ga choma. Mama, I wo ye choma. Afunga na bere ye funga choma. Ambama na bere ye ambama choma. Enga na chinum ye ga choma. Ye ga choma, mama. Enga na chinum ye ga choma. Chinum ye ga choma. Oh, you gave me life, oh mama, queen of my life, oh mama. I go love you for life, oh mama. 'Cause you love me so, oh mama. Ale mama, selelelele. Ale mama, selelelele. Ale mama, shekelelelele. Ale mama, you're my motivation. You gave me the best education, mama. The song where I sing I'm for you, now it's special dedication to you. Oh yeah, I know say every night and day you pray say make a mama. The God where you the pray I'm for heaven don't give me this inspiration, mama. The song where I sing I'm for you, now to show my appreciation to you. Ubi ya wo ye choma, afunga na bere ye funga choma, ambama na bere ye ambama choma, enga na chinum ye ga choma. Mama wo ye choma, afunga na bere ye funga choma, ambama na bere ye ambama choma, enga na chinum ye ga choma, chinum ye ga choma. Chinum ye ga choma, chinum ye ga choma. You gave me life, oh mama, queen of my life, queen of my life. I will love you for life. I will love you, mama, 'cause you love me so, oh mama. You gave oh mama, queen of my life, mama. I will love you for life, oh mama, 'cause you love me so, oh mama. Selelelele. Ale mama, selelelele. Ale mama, selelelele. Ale mama, shekelelele. Ale mama, selelelele. Ale mama, selelelele. Ale mama, selelelele. Ale mama, selelelele. Ale mama. Oh, that's so. That's so. Mother's Day. That's so.
Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, fellow Ambazonians, ladies and gentlemen, friends and sympathizers of the Ambazonian Recognition Quest. We greet you all powerfully once more this wonderful Friday on the horizon with the theme We Are Staying the Course Until We Reach Homeland. This is the voice of the Amber Woman on ABC TV. Once more, you are welcome. Please, we implore you as you join, share through Facebook, YouTube. Those watching via satellite, just stay put because a lot is going to come out from this house today. I bet you don't want to miss this show of today. As you can see, there was no time for Rachael to come. You just got double blessing, bam, one time. More patients on the right, and at the same time. So we wouldn't take much time because today on our list, many things have been happening. People have been asking questions. Those who have been calling me and asking, I'm sure my patients too have had so many calls that she will just want you people to hear her own side because we cannot be talking to everybody one by one. We will just faint. So this is the medium where we come to share our story. We listen to you, you listen to us. You have the telephone number, you can call and share with us what you know. Encourage us, we encourage one another. And then as we are going to be talking on, you know, is it Canada? Is it Fumban? What is there in between? How do we even bring the two names together? Is there even any relevance? I know your heads are also pumping. We too, our heads have been pumping, but there's lots and lots and lots to be said, you know. And at the same time, there's so many things, the atrocities going out there. One time we say we are saying peace. The other time, nothing is showing to write home for what we say. These enemies are working their way through, but I bet you they wouldn't. At the same time, this is October. We are going to come to that. Dr. Tita of the HSS, the Secretary of State for Health and Social Services, might be joining us because our health, my patients say, is our wealth. So we'll be putting it together. Cancer is a killer, and both of them from the medical field, the pharmaceutical branch, they will be giving us a lot more to learn on this. You know, this is why we say when we come to the horizon, there is no limit to what we can talk about. So once more, you're welcome. Sit tight and share to your friends. Call your friends. And my patients, you are welcome again. That we share this platform after many, work here and there, other appointments and responsibilities. Greetings to the people, and you greet our people out there.
Thank, thank you, Ma Rachel. It's great to be back with you on the horizon, the voice of the Amber woman. Let me seize this opportunity to greet everyone watching us, be it from the home front, from ground one, and all over the diaspora. As Ma Rachel has mentioned, we have a loaded program for you today, and we hope you stay tuned till the end of the program. And we are here on the horizon, staying the course till we get to Boya. So again, a pleasure being with you all, and let's have a great show. Thank you, Ma Rachel.
Thank you, my patients. Thank you very much that we are here again. I don't know if today you are sitting at the verge, but I hope that we will settle everything before you jump out. So I hope, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Ambazonians, this we are not only running the recognition quest, we are running the survival quest to pay bills and to take care of family and all those things. So we are all on the same page. So my patients, actually, you yeah, it is everywhere. But you thought that it is necessary that we come and look at Canada Fumban debacle as you have it on our screen already. What would and I know you've been thinking, you've opened places, you've really looked and putting two and two together. You said, I really have to say something about this. So the floor is yours. The best way you can. I can only follow suit when you call me in. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rachel. So to start with that, we all have heard about this so-called meeting in Canada that involves certain individuals that we don't know what part they play in this our quest for recognition. And let's just look back from whence we come. Um, we know that from 2016, after the teachers and the lawyers went on the strike, uh, they were not listened to. Uh, La Republique or Bia's government ignored them completely. They were just treated as criminals, some of them arrested, some of them beaten up, and nothing came out of that, except that these were people that had no right to demand certain things. How dare they demand things? And then let's get past that to 2017, when in September, which we just celebrated, and October, the people came out in en masse to reclaim their land. And then in October 1st, we restored our government. So we're going into this conversation knowing that we already restored our government. We already, and what we are fighting for right now is for international recognition. If we have that in mind, then we begin to wonder, who are those who went to Canada and what are they after? And who is funding them? And Rachel, I don't know about you, but we need to list the names, because I have not really seen the names of those who went to Canada. Have you seen that list, Rachel?
Actually,
You
Mape, I haven't really seen the list, but I saw maybe it's a flyer or a picture that
Yes.
was posted in some of the fora, and I was able to identify some handful of people there. So I looked at it again. I said, yeah, these are just people who are. I would just say they are sitting on a carousel. Yeah, they just go merry-go-round, the same people, because if I see they were the same people that attended the CDN or something, the
CDN.
first,
Mhm.
yeah, the first pass that they went in Canada. I saw them. They were just the same people, a handful of bloodsuckers and confused elements have added themselves. We could also identify the orange scarf women. Two of them were there. I remember the other one's name is Sally. She was
Mhm.
there. And then another one accompanied her who was at the left side of the flyer. I saw Helena of Germany. I
Mhm.
saw Akwanga. I saw um, let me just look at
Contemneba.
it again. Yeah,
Yes, let's look at
Fontainebleau.
that
I
name.
saw,
I wish we could put it on
yeah,
the. I don't
so,
know if I don't know if our technician has it to put it on the screen, because this
I saw,
conversation is based on that. If we can,
you
you
know,
know, I
yeah, yeah. So, Mape, while you're looking for it, let me just be talking. Yeah. So,
yes.
you see, these are some of the things that we begin to wonder, if at all. And you see the picture that was the in front of the picture. A kind of controversy. They say they are talking whatsoever they want to talk. At the same time, an innocent mother was being murdered in her house in Guzang in Batibo in Mogamo LGA in the Momo County. So these are some of the things that you ask yourself. And one of the strong advocates behind this charade is the infamous Jumba Akoro, who goes narrating incoherent incidents and preaching out, sending out funny tweets to say La Republique outsmarted the Ambazonia and has gone to Canada, as if going to Canada is an event. But if you were listening to the president's speech, he also made a statement that when the Canadian ambassador called him that who are those in Canada and all those things, he told him that the IG cannot go to meet La Republique on any platform where there's no mediator. So it's just people. Mape, did you see the resolution that came out? One of them was that La Republique should promise them that they were going to be giving prominent offices should they completely destroy the IG, the interim government, the people's government, Ambazonians, mommy and papa, them picking brother and sister, them wanna hear this thing. Because when would the beg una, even the fighters, when would the beg una say belong to a government? President Sakoto say if you not belong to a government, they catch you with gun. Now for them they go call you say terrorist. All this time La Republic don't try me they call we say terrorist. It no work. Because even international community know say we are a people, we are a nation, we get international boundaries, we get Independence Day. If not be that foolishness, say by joining, we're not for the talk this story today. So this is the thing we are saying here. Yes. So Mape, you
Ye-
don't see the picture.
Yes, yes, I've seen the
Okay.
picture. I wish they could put it on the forum for everybody to see.
Yes,
I shared
totally
it in our
how
forum.
I may not be saying me
Yeah,
and you the talk for you.
yeah. So if the technician is hearing, by the way, if you look at the picture, you've already listed some of the names. Some of them I recognize, some I don't recognize. But the key question you want to ask: is there any of this person, the people in this forum, that has really clearly come out and said that we have restored our nation, that we are Ambazonia, that we are already a restored nation and we're just fighting for recognition? The answer is no, because all of these people in in this picture, none of them has prominently stood out and say that
So,
we've already restored our nation and we are fighting for international recognition. Because if that were the case, you will not find yourself in such a meeting with a mixed batch of individuals. When you are in a meeting with a mixed batch of people that some of them want federation, some of them want united, one Cameroon, how can you compromise? Where will your compromise land you? So that's why the president said that there's no way the IG can mix herself with something like this. That's a picture right there. Thank you, uh, our tech team. So, Rachel, you said you recognize some of them. I recognize some of them also. But the
yeah,
bottom line
this is
is this.
here, this is here, this is here, this is here, this is here, this one behind here. If you can follow my mouse, I don't know.
No, just go
So
ahead and just go ahead and call the names that you see.
yeah, the ones I can see here, I see uh, Eleanor Hugo is here. I see
Yes,
Yamagi is here. I
yes.
see, I don't know if this is Judy Wana, I think so.
That's Judy Wana.
And this
Yes,
is,
she's the one.
yeah, this is Ma
And
Sali
that's
here.
Fontem Neba next to her. Fontem
Yeah,
Neba.
this is Fontaine Neba. And then you have, um, I recognize this face, but I cannot place the name there now.
Okay.
This, yeah, this one. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So the point is that let people look at this
This,
picture. If you are a
and this
family
one
member
here.
to any of these people or a friend to any of these people, and if you know that you are already an Ambazonian, that you've already restored your nation, that you're walking through your LGAs and counties to free homeland, are any of these individuals doing what you believe in? Do you see any of these individuals as really bona fide Ambazonians? The answer is no, because anybody that is in the same mist as Fontaine Neba, and I hate to say this as Junit Guana, as Ya Magi Kilo, they don't have the belief that we are already an interim government. They don't have the belief that we've restored our independence. And if you're going to a meeting to decide the fate of 8 million Southern Cameroonians and Ambazonians, when you are not when you've not been sent by them, when you don't represent them, who are you representing? Who are you fighting for? Who are you talking on behalf of? Let's ask those questions.
My patience.
Yes.
The thing is that none of these people are
We can take down
representing
the
anybody.
picture. Maybe the technician can take down the picture now.
None of these people are representing anybody. They are representing themselves. Because if you talk of a representative, you should have a unit and a constituency in a particular trend and and governance where you follow. There should be a landmark where you can say this is where I stand. This is my viewpoint. These are my people who are behind me, and they have given me the mandate to go and talk on their behalf to represent them somewhere. If you look, for example, let me tell you the one that I know very well. Ma Eleanor Huge is there. We started the Southern Cameroon's Women in Europe together. That forum, we were all of us in there. So when this somehow they just decided to start drifting away from the government that was created. They drifted away. Before I knew it, one time they traveled to the USA when former President Siseko came, and when he was doing his Meet the People's tour in Europe, they were there in Belgium, in Germany when he was there, when he came visiting. And when the saga Naira 10 saga came out, she they that is where that thing break out. AMPC suddenly, before we knew it, they were first of all in scope. They started that line of scope before former president even came up to create a parallel government. That is where some of those issues I remember vividly, because I spoke with her. They even tried to convince me. They even came to Austria here to come and let us know that they were working for Ambazonia. It's a little long story, but let me just cut it there because they even came here. Somebody called me and told me that you should know that you are sitting with people who are secretly breaking away from the interim government. I said, what is true? I asked her, I said, do you know that the person who just called me told me that you people have come and scatter the interim platform, the interim government? She said, no, they are just people just being jealous. So somehow, when I see somebody like her in that conference, somebody with whom we've been working all along, and then I knew where they started drifting. I don't know whether Ma Beatrice Atega is also there, whether Tekla is there. Um, um, Paulette, all of them, because those were the people who took the other side. For what reason, I cannot understand. And you see where they are now at an extreme end. The thing, it bothers me. I wonder, I said, from the beginning, were they even for the cause? When you start primary school with some people, at the end of class 7, everybody is writing common entrance and first school. You don't see some people, you will surely ask. And if they are not even registered as at an external candidate center, they are not even registered at the same school that you people started together, of course you will be worried. And when you want to look, then they start telling you that I have passed my first school living certificate and my common entrance as well. You will surely ask, where did you register? So you know that something is fishy. And even
Right.
Maju did Ngwane. I remember when I
Yeah.
used to be the director of prisons, where she would send things, and then she will say, no, 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 he's just doing it from behind. It's the behind thing that it has put her where she is. It's a sad thing, because when we are talking, people just think that maybe we would like to call people's names, but these are first-hand experience that we have worked hand in hand, with some people. You ask them, has the independence come? I want to even ask her whether she still supports the prisoners with the organization that with her CIR. Yes, that was the organization that she was behind supporting. That time she would tell me, no, just leave it low, just take it. And then I want to ask. So when I see them on a picture like that, I know it's a fake. Ambazonians, it's a fake. I don't have anything to lose. I don't have anything to gain. But I'm pained in my heart to see that a group of people are manipulating you and deceiving you people, going to talk on your behalf, whereas they are for themselves with their NGOs, with their private organizations, with their connections. Some say they have worked in international setup, they have worked in the UN. So they have known all the nooks and corners, how to put their names and their organizations to be sucking money, pretending that they are fighting for peace to reign. They don't care about you. Really, they don't.
Absolutely. That's true, Ma Rachel. They don't care about the simple, the common man on the ground, the common woman on the ground. They are there for themselves. And you mentioned some names, and I generally don't like to talk about this my that I usually at one time really respected. But there's something about Maggie. If you've heard her in the past, she is one of the person that doesn't believe that we should have had a government. So if somebody is there who doesn't believe that there should be an interim government, then who is she representing? How do you represent a people if you don't represent them as a government? Because when the right time comes, let me just say this. I've seen a lot of comments on different fora, people uh, uh, screaming foul play. How come there's a conference or there's a meeting to decide our fate and there's secrecy? The truth is that when the real time comes, when there will be a real talk on mediation to settle our problems, it will not be done on social media. It will be done in secret. If we remember the Israeli Palestinian problem when Clinton was in president, it was nothing that was done on social media or television. We just saw the results afterwards. So those meetings are high class, classified meetings that will be done in private. So for that complaint that people are talking about, no, I do believe that when the time comes, it will not be a social media. You and I will not know that President Sako is meeting with XYZ. It will not be known. We'll only know after the fact. So if we have that belief in mind, then I think it makes sense for us to realize that, because when you lay things out in public, there's a chance that something will go wrong. Something will happen to sabotage it. So high class meetings like that to negotiate settlement, the peace for two major countries, has to be done in private, in secrecy. Anyway, I digress. Let me go back to what I was talking about here, Maggie. I'm saying that for someone who doesn't believe that there should be an interim government, going to a meeting like that, who is she representing? All Cameroonians, people that believe in one Cameroon, or Ambazonians? And when we are trying to compare this to, we say, Canadian Fumban debacle, we know that when the Fumban thing happened in 1960, 61, early 61, when our forefathers were manipulated, at that time, they were the ones who really represented Southern Cameroonians. But when they went there, they were not really given the opportunity to represent Southern Cameroonians. They were there for a picture purpose, for the ambience of being somewhere, but not to be part of the process, not to be equal partners to make decisions. So in comparison, what is happening in the, or what just happened in Canada is even worse, in the sense that those who are there do not even represent the people. So they are going to make decisions based on what? They will make decisions that who will abide to the rulings. If La Republique already has this belief that Cameroon will stay one, and one Cameroon forever, then they really don't care who goes there. It's just a time to just waste time, waste people energy. People just go to have a 2 or 3 or 4 day vacation, and then they say they've done something to help the process. And coincidentally, Rachel, this document from Chris Roberts, which we all came across, happened around the same time that he wrote this article in October, just a few days ago. October of, well, I think he printed it. It was dated. I don't remember the exact date, but a few days ago we all saw it, talking about pathways to peace in Cameroon, 10 critical observations for the international community. Now you wonder, I bet, sometimes one could
My
just,
patience, let me
yes,
cancel. Let me come a
yes,
little bit. From this Fumban, Canada, what debacle. You know, just as President Sako said, that we will not, IG will not be part to a meeting void of international mediator or so. That was what was expected in Fumban.
yes,
That France and Britain, Southern Cameroons and La Republique be present so they could start discussing and come out with something. But the game they had already played behind the scene. They had played it behind the scene that go, France no go, England, you two, come, just leave them to me, they go there. Anything that comes out from there, they are going to either make or mar it. But because Aijo was on the advantage on the other side, he knew the secret. He now manipulated their constitution that they had, and then squeezed it that this is what came out from Fumban. So fellow Ambazonians, this same Mago is the same one that has taken place here. They ran away from the Swiss talk and then thinking they were running to go and enter Canada so that somebody would think that, oh yeah, it is something that is continuing. Oh, Canada, now still third party. No,
mhm,
no. Canada SSL no get hand for the matter. Let's put it this way. E no get nothing for involve. The same like the thing wey like say una just gather go dey make e be like say na at the camp, but it will not still appear. So Ambazonia make una no begin dey leave am make dem play una, take una play fool. They played our fathers in Fumban. So make dem no be take una again dey play una, except say una too know the mago, except you are part of the game. That's why you pack your bags and baggages and you are flying to Canada. And that one sef no be even all the picture, dem no be all dem dey sef, because for one day wey we see dem for airport, dem no even dey here. So but that one sef no be even our concern. The two of the
yeah,
one tell Ambazonia na dem say that way wey dem be think say dem be fool our papa dem for Fumban dey succeed. Dem no go succeed for the one wey dem dey go for Canada, because dem be fair go Canada one, dem no succeed, no be Canada two, dem no go succeed. So na wetin that way I wan talk for the thing, say because some people dey say, oh, the thing wan just still be so. No, e no dey the same. It is a how I fit just talk am, it's a kind of mind game. You want to play your mind. So Canada na bilingual country, then too they wan go learn how to manage bilingualism, they wan go learn how to manage federation, they wan go learn how to manage all this. It is not what they are out to. These are people who've gone to sell off. They've gone to pocket their money. As one of their article talks, say you will sign that, you promise us lucrative um, um, offices, positions in the government. So you see all of them, so they're gonna for lucrative government. They not care for that mommy way they shoot, and they not care for baby Caroles. They not care for baby Martha. They not care for mommy Happy. They not care for the villages the way they don't born, and they not care for anything. How you go do according to you and say you chop, you vomit am, because all of them at one point they don talk about Ambazonia, free homeland, independence. Then very soon they don vomit and then they go back now, they delete am. Sorry for this disgusting metaphor, but that is how just disgusting it is for all these people here who are failing to recognize the dual government, failing to recognize the Indeli government, the Pafuncha government, failing to recognize even the government where Nasiseko Ayuktabe before they catch you go put in also for prison, and the continuity which is today with President Sako at the helm of the interim government. All of these crazy people then so. I no wan tell me anything concerning this thing, but sometimes it is like, how do we go about it? Oh, welcome, Doc. Asha for work. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
greetings,
thank,
greetings, Ma Rachael. Can you hear me?
I
Yes.
can hear you.
Oh, thank you so much. Greetings, Sexual State, Dr. Patience Abiedu. Greetings again, Deputy Secretary Ma Rachael Tima. Greetings, fellow viewers of ABC and our ABC team. October is the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and I'm extremely excited to be here with the women department. Thank you so much, Dr. Patience and Mara Share, for the awareness campaign that you guys have been doing ever since this month started to raise awareness about the impact of breast cancer on our people. I mean, I'm extremely happy to be here today. Sorry, I know I should have been here a long time ago. It's been quite a busy day, honestly, since morning, 6 a.m. this morning. It's just been extremely busy for me. But thank you to the ABC team that was able to connect me. I'm not in my regular office, but I'm still able to, join. I'm extremely. To be here. Yeah, thank you again once more for having me today.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Tita, for coming. We just decided to take other topics, hoping that you might fall at the tail end, or because you said you will squeeze in. Thank you that you
Yeah.
just came, and I know you are just rushing out. But let me just give you one talk so you can encourage the Amazonians about breast cancer, the pink month, and everything. They say it was in um, 1990 that the American Cancer Society and the pharmaceutical companies, where you are a pharmacist, yeah, with Betty Ford, who was a survivor, that started off this pink month. And I know you are busy today at your pharmacy. Let me just let you use your first hand information. I see your name is tagged in pink because you are also responding to the pink ribbon. So, what can you just say about this, the pink ribbon day, the pharmaceutical connection with cancer, breast cancer for the women, and everything? Thank you.
Yeah, like I said again, I really want to applaud the effort of the women department, and also I watched the video from the chief of staff, Dr. Yaya, raising awareness about breast cancer. I must say that it's very important for our people to be aware about the impact that breast cancer can have on them. But part of this awareness that we have, that I'm really going to emphasize on, is not even at the level of the treatment, because the treatment phase is not like a treatment that people can go into a pharmacy or and just pick up a medication and start taking. They have to be under a provider care, so they have to be supervised and monitored, and all of that stuff. But one thing I really want to say that is that right now, compared to back in the 90s, we have a lot more treatment options now, and the treatments can be specific, and the doctors will have to be the one to determine what type of treatment that our people need to get. But what is very important is for our female to be aware, to know their body. If there's one thing I want to talk to the Ambazonian women living in the forests or in the refugee camp, or even those in the cities, it's to be aware about their body and to feel their body and know when to detect if there's a lump in their breast and when
We
to go
have a
in
video.
for
We have a
checkup.
video. We'll play that.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So for them to know, because that's the most important thing, to know your body, know when to feel your body, and know when to detect that, hey, there is something inside my body that is not supposed to be there. And that time to rush in for consultation or for checkup. For those that don't do regular checkup, but we know that it's recommended for women to do their regular mammogram, at least once a year. Go to the doctor, get your checkup. It's very important to make sure that we get this treatment. We get the checkup done. So, well, we are really grateful for the team that we have with this interim government. The women's department has been doing a phenomenal job alongside other members of, all the members of the women department, alongside the chief of staff, in creating awareness, in joining the world community in creating awareness during this during this month of October. So we are extremely grateful for the good work that the department is doing. But not only that, even the ABC Amber TV creating the time for the women department to come on board to be able to talk to our people is very, very important and vital as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Dr. Tita. I know you are rushing. I have this one for you. What
Yeah.
blueprints as the SOS for health and social services for Ambazonia at this point in time? What are the blueprints that are you already putting on ground for the Ambazonia that is coming in respect to cancer, breast cancer, and all these killer diseases? Do you have anything on the pipeline?
Of course, at the Department of Health and Social Service, we have the Directorate of Health in the department that is working extremely hard in making sure that we put together a system that will work best for us when we get our recognition. Because recognition is what we are looking for, and I'm going to chip in a little bit in part of the Canada shenanigan that went out there, the mafia that they did there in Canada. A little bit, I'm going to chip in a little bit into that. But we have the Department of Health that is putting together this system that we will have once we get the recognition that we need. As our people, most of our people are aware that during the last week of September, the president, Irene, and myself, we were all there in Washington, D.C. We're meeting with some African American leaders. We met with quite a good number of people. I must say this to our fellow Ambazonians, our fellow brothers and sisters, that will come in very handy the moment we get our recognition. If anybody think that our recognition is a far-fetched idea, they are lying to themselves. All of those that are going to Canada, rushing to Canada, they're playing with the enemy, lying to themselves, they're deceiving themselves. There is we have no other option in this struggle but to get the recognition. And the only thing La Republique can do is to cause a little bit of delay and cause confusion in this struggle so that they could continuously tap into our resources within the time that they're causing all of this confusion. But believe it or not, our recognition is certain that it's going to come. Just give it time. We're going to get there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. My patients had something to say before I came in. My patients, go ahead.
and yes, I was hoping that. Thank you so much, Dr. Tita, for your comments about the department and all we're doing, and also for your encouragement to women to know their bodies. If we're just continuing with that topic on breast cancer awareness, so I don't know if you notice I have a pink ribbon on. It's very faint. I don't know what it shows.
Yes, I see
Today,
that. I see that. Yeah.
October 21st is Pink Ribbon Day, which is mainly a day where there's more awareness about breast cancer, to do a couple of things to raise funds for breast cancer research, and treatment, and also to help women remember that they have to continue to do all that they have to do to prevent getting this disease. So with that said, before they play the video, I think I just want to highlight a few things, and then maybe Dr. Tita can also add a word or two, that, and which is a conversation we are continuing from the last time we met with Dr. Yaya on ABC Amber, that there are certain things we have to know as women as far as breast cancer is concerned. Um, let's talk about briefly the risk factors that are there, and also the symptoms that you should be aware of. So if Rachael, you can give me a moment, and Dr. Tita, let's just go over this quickly. So there are some risk factors that are unchangeable risk factors. They are just there and there's nothing you can do about them. And those include being a female. Let me just say that men also can have breast cancer, but it's not as common. But being a female is the highest risk factor there is. And then increasing age. So the older, at one time, it was considered a postmenopausal disease, where people that were 50 years and older women were more likely to get breast cancer. But we see a lot of cases these days. We know of young girls, young women that have died of breast cancer. And the question is, why is it getting more prevalent these days? There are more incidents in younger girls, younger women. So age is the second factor I want to mention. Then there's also personal history of breast cancer condition. When I mean by personal history, meaning that there's some genetic predisposition that has to do with your family issue, right? And those are things that you have no control over. So if you have direct family members, like a mother, a sister, a daughter that have been diagnosed with breast cancer, then your risk are a little bit higher. So sometimes they look into what they call the BRCA gene, BRCA gene, to see if there's if you have the gene that makes you more have the disease. We've had cases in the United States of America that people that have these BRCA genes, the very severe one, use preventive method to just remove the whole breast completely, because it's so prevalent in their family that for them, they think that's the best way to prevent it. But that is drastic. But again, it's a personal choice depending on family relations. And then you also have radiation exposure as also an unchangeable risk factor that you probably will not have any control over, because some people, for whatever reason, are exposed to high level radiation, maybe to treat other conditions, and then that becomes a risk factor to them. Now, there are lifestyle risk factors, things that you have control over, and those are the ones that we really need to focus on. Number one, being overweight. Women that are overweight, they have a lot of fatty tissues, because it's believed that fat cells can produce estrogen. They have an increased risk of getting breast cancer. So if it's a lifestyle risk factor, then lifestyle can change it, meaning that you can lose weight to reduce that risk. And then there's also smoking. People that smoke have an increased risk of breast cancer. In fact, smoking is an increased risk of a lot of diseases, lung cancer, even colon cancer. A lot of cancers come about because of smoking, throat cancer, mouth cancer. And then you have people that drink alcohol. You know, at one time, as health professionals, we were told that a glass of wine a day is good for you, right? Mm-hmm. Even for especially for cardiovascular risk. But it is also believed that that glass of wine increases your risk for breast cancer. Did you know that? So most women don't know that. That glass of wine that you drink every day increases your risk for breast cancer. I am a social wine drinker. I go to parties, I may have a glass of wine the whole night, maybe not even up a glass. So I don't drink me alcohol. Not that I'm proud of it, but it's just me. So that is something to think about. They say that a glass, a drink which they consider 10 grams of alcohol increases your risk of breast cancer by 7%, 7 to 10%. Two to three drinks by 20%. So
Wow.
maybe it's a possibility that these young girls that are getting breast cancer more and more diagnosed recently because they drink more alcohol than we did when our parents used to drink. That's a possibility. I don't know. So those are the risk factors that I want to mention. I don't know if Dr. Tita wants to add something to this, and then we can talk about the
Yeah,
symptoms.
I know we could talk about this for quite some time, but also there's data that's showing that those that get their periods younger than the age of 12 has a high chance of getting breast cancer as well. Even those that have menopause at a later age is another risk factor. Now you get to ask yourself, where is the safe ground? And some of these things you don't really have. The girls don't have control over it. I can't really say about menses to see if they have much control, whether it comes in before 12 or after 12 or comes in at 14 or what age they get it, but all we just have to know that we just have to be aware about what the risk factors are, like you just rightly stated. Most of them are the ones that we have control over, so that we can control. So creating awareness, and that's what we're doing. The Department of Women Affairs is doing an excellent job in making sure that our people are aware about what is happening out there. And then surprisingly, some people will tell you that, so there's some studies that says those that have never been
Hmm.
pregnant. I mean, can you imagine
Yes.
that? That was,
Yeah.
some people decide not to have any kids and they say, oh, that's a risk factor too. So
Yes.
but we could all look into that again, and as the day go by, the studies will be coming out, and so we'll be there to bring that information to our people as well. But that was really good, Dr. Patience, man. That's good. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that thing about pregnancy, because
Yeah,
yeah, it is said that depending on the age of your first child or if you've never been pregnant, that's a risk
yeah.
factor. So that
It's
that's
a risk
important.
factor. So
Yeah.
so
And
yeah.
then something else that they talk about, and I was talking with Dr. Yaya the other day. They say that those of us that are African American or blacks, that we have a higher predisposition to having breast cancer. Dr. Yaya was very upset with that statement because she's thinking that is something that just gives the black person the black name, a bad name. So we had a discussion, and I'm thinking that maybe it's a possibility because most, in general, black people tend to be a little bit uh, poorer. I don't want to say that in terms of they live in poor neighborhood. I'm talking in the case of America, United States of America. So they may not have access to healthcare, and so when they finally get healthcare, it's already too late. So they may not even have the education to be doing the self-examination. So it may not really be a black thing, a genetic thing. It may just be a socio-economical factor that causes them to fall in this gap that they think that they have more likelihood of having breast cancer. And one other thing that I forgot to mention, some women have dense breast, and they believe that a lot of black women have dense breast. With density, it becomes more a problem of you really feeling the difference between a regular fibrous tissue or a lump in your breast. And even when you go for mammogram, you may not be able to, the mammogram may not be able to detect that lump and differentiate it from a just general fibrous tissue. So those are some of the factors that we as Black women may face, and that leads us to having this disease that is not diagnosed early in time. Rachael, I don't know, you want to
No,
add a word or two?
I'm so glad, Dr. Patience. I'm so glad that you touch on that that study, and not only that, you were able to point it out. You gave an example in America, because sometimes it depends on where these studies are being carried out at. And like you and I, we work in the pharmacy, we practice here in the pharmacy. We see most of the time, and I'm going to say specific to the area where I am, that most of the time the black folks are the ones that don't go for regular consultation or regular checkup, and they don't get the treatment when they're supposed to get it. So sometimes those studies are coming from that perspective. And lucky, like I said again, that is good that you really clarify the airway to say that specifically in America, this is how this type of things are going on. So that was really good that you made mention about that. That's really good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Maharashia, are you there?
You're muted.
She's
Okay, I
muted.
am there. Thank you. Yes,
Yes.
when it comes to social studies, when it gets to social studies with statistics on people's health and who goes for consultation, it is really a problem, not only with the black race, for example, where I am working with a group of migrants, foreigners coming from different from Asia, India, and all those places. I don't know whether it is the stigma that has already, yeah, it is. I shouldn't say I don't know. It is one of the factors as well that people are just so in their traditional corners where they will be looking for a particular doctor from their race to go and do consultation, so they will be free to open their bodies there for such things. So I believe that blacks are not left out in this demographic count of sicknesses and timely intervention. So, but for me now, I really like what the women's department is doing in this collaboration with the health department, bringing this awareness to our people, and to also add with our fight now that, like where I am in Austria, every 1 year there's a letter that comes from the health and social office that go and do your mammography. They, if you don't go, they send you this. You must go. You will be troubled with those letters in your post box that you must get up and go to the nearest center. So I want to say that Ambazonians, you hear us talk because we have seen the good things in the white man country. Let me put it this way. And these are some of the structures that women will have when it comes to breast cancer and cancer detection that will be in our system. There will be those centers in Ambazonia where people will go, not just Institute Pasteur, not just some of those dotted centers where you will travel kilometers before you go there. No, Ambazonia will do it in such a way that those centers will be at your doorsteps, and the awareness will be there that you will get up and go to the hospitals and do consultation for your health. Not that we can cancel cancer not to exist, but they say prevention is better than cure. And
Yeah.
that is why we are saying it today on the People's IG TV, the IG that is ready to take you to Boya, the IG that is going to put structures that will include your health preventive measures. So I thank
Thank,
you,
thank you so
Martin,
much.
Dr.
Thank
Peter.
you,
Yeah.
Maharashia. Please let me just chip in here real quick that while we are working to on the systems that we'll have in place, of course, we're going to make sure that Ambazonia has the best healthcare system in the whole of Africa. That is our goal, and that's the vision of this interim government under President Sako. But I want to say that even while we are in the struggle right now, and still trying to get the recognition that we need, even at the level of the Department of Health and Social Services, we have had a case of breast cancer from the refugee camp, one of the refugees settlements or communities in Nigeria, that came to the department, and the department had to raise funds to take care of that case. As a matter of fact, that case, they had to do a surgery completely to get the whole thing out, and that case cost about $1,400. I think $1,350, $1,400 that we paid from the department to take care of this one case of one of our sisters that was there at the refugee camp. So that's why this awareness is very important. That all of our people back in on at the home front or those in the refugee settlement must make sure that they get checked up early. Even this case that I'm talking about came to the department when it was really late, because every bump her breast was already so swollen and she had wounds everywhere. So, but if they go in for checkup and they see a doctor and they find out that there's something wrong with them, they need to immediately reach out to HSS. And let's see if they don't have the funds, and let's see how we can raise the funds at the level of this interim government to help support them. We want to take care of our people. Their people are our greatest priority. We are fighting in this struggle right now because of our people. And please, Let no one make any mistake. Our people will be free in no time. Thank you. Are you there, Marashe?
Yes, I am
She should
there.
be.
Thank you. Thank you very
Okay,
much,
thank you.
Dr. Tita. You just brought awareness of the case you handled. My patients, maybe you might have forgotten. We also supported a case, one of our sister,
Yes.
where we had to give out 400,000 to support the
Yes.
case in Douala. And thank God, house was not really extended like that. They were able to do some works and the results are good.
I rem-
Subsequently, we are keeping some data. We are going to get to those things. We don't have all of the money, but as Dr. Tita said, if there is something like that, rush to your interim government, and then we are going to see how we can from yeah, Mappy, I leave it to you.
Yeah, I remember that case. Thank you, Maricha, for bringing it up, and thank you, Dr. Tita, for all the hard work that the
Mm.
Department of HSS is doing to take care of our people. And after you and Maricha spoke, I thought that this is probably a good time to just remind people about the symptoms of breast cancer, because when you do those examinations, what are you looking for? You know,
Mm-hmm.
Maricha mentioned about the mammogram, but before you even get to mammogram, which as she said, it's something that depending on the rules of the Department of Health where you live, you may have to do mammogram once a year or once every 2 years, based on your age or your history. But in fact, let me just even uh, go in a different direction briefly. There was once that I went for a mammogram myself, and I think I called my Rachel because I had the mammogram, and then they told me to wait for a
Yeah.
minute. They had to send me for ultrasound,
Ah.
and I okay. Listen to this. Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
over
thought they
to
were putting
you.
on the video. Okay, I said I went for a mammogram, which I do every year, and every time it's okay. And then this one time they told me that they needed to do more examination, so they sent me to the side, and I had to go do an ultrasound. And I was really besides myself. I said, "This has never happened." I was scared. Hey, what's going on?
You are not getting the audio.
Okay. Um, let me finish speaking, and then the technician can put that audio, the video. So when they asked me to wait
Mhm.
for more tests, they sent me for ultrasound, and of course, the anxiety goes up. And then they did it. Lo and behold, and my Richard and I prayed over it, and lo and behold, everything was okay. The point I'm trying to make is this: that mammograms are very uncomfortable. For one thing, the process is just uncomfortable, but it's preventive. It's very important to do it. I don't know if our women back in ground one have access to have uh, by yearly or every 2 years. Okay, I don't know if they have access to this. If they do, let them take advantage of it to have this. But let's go back to self-examination. When you do self-examination, there are things that you're looking for, right? You're looking for the lump or mass, because when you feel your breast every month, you get to know your breast. So there will be that time that you will feel it, and you will feel a lump or mass. That is a sign that something may not be right. You need to go for further examination. Or if your breast starts thickening, there's thickening in the breast that is different from before, that's also a sign that something may be wrong. There's something called skin dimpling, where the skin almost looks like when you look at the orange, the skin of an orange, that the tip that has the bud, it looks different there. That could be a sign of breast cancer. Any skin irritation, redness, uh, scabbing, any skin irritation on your breast is something that you need to go for further examination. Swelling, um, nipple inversion. Some people generally, when they are born, their nipples are inverted. But if you had regular nipples that stands out and suddenly it gets inverted, it goes inside, that is a sign that something is wrong. discharge from the nipple that is not breast milk. It could be clear or it could be bloody or cloudy, but if it's not breast milk, you need to have it further looked into. A lump under your arm, under your armpit, any lump in that area that was not there before, you need further examination. And then a dimple on your breast, dimple like a depression in your breast. When I say dimple, I always refer to my cheeks. That's a dimple right there. So that could be a sign of something wrong with the breast. So, and itching. There was a case that I saw that this lady had just itchy. The breast was itching, like when you get a mosquito bite, you scratch it. She ignored it for 1 month, 2 months, and it was still there. She finally went to her doctor. And after the doctor examined her, they sent her for biopsy and they realized that it was breast cancer. So, what we are trying to say is that don't take anything for granted. Any changes in the breast that are not what were there before would warrant examination. It looks like our technician wants to play the
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
We need some volume, the audio.
But why is she jumping?
Hi, I'm Dr. Laura Cooper, one of the breast surgeons at City of Hope. Today I'm going to talk to you about self-breast examination. Around 8 out of 10 women detect breast cancers or breast lumps themselves. Therefore, it's important that every woman understand the basics of a self-breast examination. There are actually two components, look and feel. For the first part of the exam, looking, you want to stand or sit in front of a mirror. With your clothes off, you want to look at both breasts to see if there are any differences between the two. Examine the nipples to see if there's any difference between the two. Is one redder than the other? Is one pulling in? Then you want to put your hands on your hips and turn from side to side to see if there are any changes. While standing, you actually want to put your arms forward on your hips because this will bring out lumps that might not appear otherwise. It's important to raise both arms above the head. This will draw out any puckering or dimpling for masses that might be underneath the nipple. If you're standing like this and you have a mass that's kind of in the lower part, you might not see it at all. But when you raise your arms, what happens is that mass kind of stays and then the skin kind of pulls in as you're pulling up. That was the first part of the examination. For the second part, you want to be lying down. You want to put your head on a pillow to prop yourself up and place one arm behind your head. Then with your other hand, you want to use your first 3 fingers. When you use only 1 finger or 2 fingers, you can actually separate the breast tissue and think that you feel something that isn't there. You can do this one of 2 ways. You can either go in a circular motion all the way around the breast, making sure that you overlap every area, or you can go up, down, all the way across. I prefer the circular motion. From the collarbone to the sternum, or mid-chest, below the breast, and then all the way actually out into the underarm. Lymph nodes are underneath the underarm, and sometimes those can become bigger. When you're doing the breast examination, you're looking for things that feel different from the surrounding tissue. What you're looking for is something that stands out, something that feels like a pea or a marble or a walnut. You want to make sure that you do this examination the same time each month. Remember, the most important thing about a breast self-examination is to know your breast. That way you can note any changes and alert your doctor.
Thank you so much. Let me just add something that for young women that have still have their periods, the best time to do a self breast examination is right after your period. If you choose that time of the month every year to do your breast examination right after your period, that will be the best time to do so. And we will probably maybe go from this topic to another topic. I don't know, Rachael, what do you think time wise?
Let's just have this other video if the technical team can play. So if not,
I was first diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 21 in 2001, and then it came back again in 2006. I'm Balima Pumolo, and I'm a breast cancer survivor. Breast cancer and early detection is more like land invasion. If you leave it there for too long and it gets comfortable, you can never remove it. Early detection will save your life. I'm still here, I'm breathing, I'm leaving because of that. I'm going to show you how I do my breast self-examination, which I do once every month. I have a doctor here who's going to be helping me out through everything. Step number 1, check yourself out in the mirror.
And we're just here looking for any changes, any differences between our breasts from what we can physically see. Then we can lift our arms up. And here we're just doing it slowly so that we can see the range of motion and see how our breasts move. We're just looking for any orange peel skin or any denting of the skin. And we can just lean forward. And there we're just looking to see if there's any skin pulling. Lastly, make sure that we do a thorough inspection of our nipples. We're looking for any scabbing, if there's a rash around it, if there's redness, any itching. The next part of the whole self-breast examination is when we have a feel. And that's also just as important as looking. So what we're going to do is we're going to use our 3 fingers.
Yes.
And we're going to keep our hand on our hip. Okay, so it's all loose and soft in there. All the way up to your collarbone, and we're going to do soft and light.
And just feeling for any lumps.
And we're going to go around. And you can just do it in circular motions.
I feel nothing. Yay!
And then all the way up into the armpit. We're going to go around the whole boob again, and then obviously to the nipple. If you have implants, I mean, that's already an invasive procedure that you've been for. So if something's wrong with it, either way, you have to get it checked out. And then we can swap and do the other side. Start at the shoulder and come down around. Light touches and then deep, and then light and then deep. Yes.
It feels kind of funny touching yourself,
Yes.
but it's something that's
Needs
necessary,
to be
isn't
done.
it?
You need to know you.
I think the more you do it every month, the more you're going to know what's your normal and what's not your normal.
That concludes our examination. And how did your symptoms first come up?
In my case, it was itching. And then
Okay.
when I would breathe in, like I would feel pain when I'm breathing in.
Okay, so I think you're the perfect example that not all cancer is a lump.
Anything that is abnormal for you needs to be attended to. If any of the symptoms appear, it doesn't mean you have cancer, but still you should seek medical attention. Insist on an ultrasound or a mammogram. It's your right. You need to know you're normal, self-check every month, and you can save your life. Hashtag clear the stigma.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for this awareness. Ambazonian mami them, Ambazonian girls, Ambazonian aunties. I know say some people go dey talk say una no know what way we dey go through here. We go dey fight now for run for bullet, or we go dey fight now for go dey check the cancer. Na question that way e hard for answer. In where person go fit freely ask am, and for really give you clear-cut answer for this time wey war dey so. E no go too easy, but we go try for tell una say bikini check am, that's all. Because hope dey, check am. Because any place where you dey, if you feel that small lump, as Dr. Tita talk, try for find side where you go fit get connection for HHS. Try for find way you fit get connection to the women's department, so that if wey no dey, we go try the way where you go fit go for some corner place where they go look am. Before bullet go wan calm, the bullet never yet calm. Check am. And how we dey fight for the Ambazonia, wey we dey fight and so wey they wan kill all we dey fight na say, as this woman, na South African woman, na im talk am say bikini go dey every month, na your right. If for this country like Republic, we no even get right to even do things, small thing, na right for go check your breast cancer go be right. Na the thing that way we dey still talk say make all man join hand, make we fight this fight now wey we don know better thing, so that even mammography or ultrasound wey na people their right, we go give them. Because if you ask am for for La Republic. So that one said they no go still know am, talk less of say na right. So we need to show this thing na because say we want just for show am, na because this is what we are working towards, so that Ambazonia go be place where people go get their rightful rights. Thank you now. Yes, my patients don talk say the next topic wey we be get am for our list. Dr. Tita, you still get wetin for talk for this breast cancer thing?
I mean, I must applaud the bravery of our South African sister. That's our sister that has decided to step up and to put out this video in an effort to create awareness, but not only that, to educate our people. It's very important. I mean, just the courage that she have in allowing herself to be videotaped in that manner, tells
Yeah.
us how much she wants to save the lives of our people. And we will continue to do same to make sure that we push forward her information. And that's what the women department and ABC Amber TV team has just done today in putting her video out there for millions and millions of more people to hear her story and to get the education that's coming from someone that has really had breast cancer before, not once but twice. So it's really, really important to know that you can still have breast cancer and be treated, and to an early detection is very important, and that's key. That's why we're creating this awareness to make sure that we get the early detection done. Like you were saying, that our mothers and our sisters that are there running away from the bullet, let's not say that, okay, we want to run away from the bullet and don't focus on ourselves, because before we make a mistake and that problem can be something that is inside our body that we don't pay attention to, that it comes and kill us, before the bullet. So we want to encourage our people to get their regular checkup wherever they are, but not only that, to make sure that they themselves are able to do this self examination to be able to detect some of these things. So breast cancer is not like high blood pressure, where before you notice it, those that have high blood pressure most of the time don't even know, and the only time they will notice it to receive some kind of mild headache is when it's extremely high. Like with the video that we just played there, they're showing us that there's these symptoms that we can detect once we have this breast cancer, only if we pay attention. So we want to encourage our people to always do that self-examination, and so that we can get early detection. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Doc.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you very much. Now we'll be drifting. I don't know if you've already made your statement, because you said you would like to say something to this Canada facade. I don't know if you already said it or you are still to come to it, because we just want to maybe you come in with it, and then we now um join it with the atrocities, because while they are there doing their facade, atrocities are ongoing. So let's see how we can put this together. So maybe you just go ahead and still say something on that.
Thank you very much, Rachael. I must say that it's not really making a statement, because I'm going to
Okay.
say clearly that these guys are a distraction. That La République du Cameroon has implanted them to continuously cause distraction, while this interim government is focused on pushing this struggle forward, or is focused on us making a huge diplomatic move, or is focused on us making gains on the ground. They come in as a distractors. They come to distract us, so we try to look at what they're doing. But one thing I want to say here very clearly to everyone, every Southern Cameroonian that's on the ground and that's watching this show, during the last week of September, when we went out to Washington DC for that diplomatic move, one of our insider, and I say this is the insider that coordinated all of this thing to us, and said it in one of the meetings that we were all there, right? Even at the level of the White House, it is known clearly that President Sako is the leader of this revolution. I want you to hear me, and hear me very clearly. This came from the insider, and that said very clearly in the meeting, that even at the level of the White House, it is stated clearly that President Sako is the one that's leading this struggle. All of the other groups that you see there are distractors. Pay them no attention. La République du Cameroon knows this. French people, they know this, that this interim government led by President Sako is the one leading this revolution. All those people that are running there are confused. I call them some confused. All of them are paid agents that are rushing there to because of their self-interest, or because of the fact that they see. They want to make themselves to feel like there's something or they're important. They go and gather in some room and they're talking about their struggle. Those people, all of them, they have no knowledge about what this struggle is about. They have no knowledge, because if they did, and if they do know what this struggle is about, they will not find themselves or associating themselves in one group of people that are rushing there to go and talk in Canada. Everything that is unfolding in this revolution it's known, like at the level of the White House here in America, is known in Europe, is known everywhere. All of those people are not considered anything, to be honest. They're just a distraction that have been put together there by French Cameroon in an effort to cause a delay. Now, French Cameroon and the France, they have a strategy, okay? They continuously strategize in an effort to cause delay, to divide us, to split us, to pay some people, that's buy some people out. And those with no integrity or respect in this revolution go and fall for them and cash out, like some have done. They will continuously buy some people to come and be causing confusion in that effort to cause delay. That's the only thing they will do, is delay this process. But what is certain is that our recognition is not something we can debate about it. And President Sako has said it even in his presentation yesterday. No matter what they do, French Cameroon will come back and meet this interim government at the negotiation table, or they will pack and leave from our territory without any negotiation. Ambazonia has nothing to negotiate with French Cameroon about. They invaded our territory with their military. They have extorted our resources for over 61 years. They owe us for all of the resources they've collected. And they will pack and leave. Whether they like it or not, once they are delaying this process, they're only making it whereby they themselves will have to be the ones to be blamed later on. But thank you very much. I really don't want to spend time talking about those guys, because to me, they're a waste of time. And that's one thing that this interim government is good at, is that we are focused on our people. We are focused on producing results. And I can assure the Ambazonian people that there's no strategy that French Cameroon will put on this table that we will not cripple them down. I'm telling you, we are ready. We will bring French Cameroon to their knees and they will see it. Either they take the negotiation now, or they will have to pack and leave without any negotiation.
Okay,
Thank you
Dr.
so much.
Tita, let me catch you. I know you are rushing to go away. Let me catch you. Before I got you, it was not easy. So let me just maximize this my opportunity. Okay, please. There is this. Just say something to our brothers who are carrying the sticks and the groundnuts and all the saga down there. Can you just really say something to them and encourage some parents who are becoming victims because of their sons and daughters being Ambazonia Restoration Forces?
Yeah, no, thank you so much again, Rachael. I was hoping that maybe I'll make a statement tomorrow in the Fako County draft. But to our people that have decided to defend homeland, you are doing the right thing. Defending homeland under this interim government led by President Sako. That's a fact. I think the president said it yesterday. You're doing the right thing. Never be discouraged. French Cameroon is part of their strategy to cause divide. And it's not only just the French strategy, is everywhere. That's a war political strategy to divide and conquer. That they want to do, they'll come and buy the other people. All of those sellouts that have collected money because of their self-interest. They have collected money and they don't care about their people. These are people in the diaspora that has no integrity and no respect. These are people in the diaspora that don't have a vision of even fighting for people. I say this very clearly because a lot of us, we are here in the diaspora. We have seen better. We know what our people can have, and we want better for our people. Keep doing what you're doing. This interim government will keep supporting you. And trust me, sooner or later, we will get that recognition that we'll need. We have met so many business people. I mean, real business people. I cannot even call them, because some of the people that we've met in Washington, D.C., there are a few of them in the world. I can tell you this, that if I say it here, the French Cameroon, we can pinpoint who those people are, even if I call the businesses that they do. But we have met real business people, real entrepreneurs. We will, once we get our recognition, you will see the speed at which reconstruction and development will take place in Ambazonia. You won't believe it. But Ambazonia, as the vision of this president, Ambazonia will be one of the best countries in Africa within the next couple of years. You will see. So keep fighting and keep defending homeland. The reconstruction and development of Ambazonia will take no time. We are meeting the people, we are talking to them, and we are making sure that our people will be taken care of very well. So don't pay attention to the distractors. They are there doing their job. They are collecting their money from French Cameroon, working with French Cameroon for the French Cameroon to keep delaying. Part of the reason, I'm going to say this, and this is my own assessment, part of the reason why maybe the world is not responding as the way we want them to respond is probably because La République du Cameroon is probably, as part of their strategy, showing them a strategy that they have in place that they will conquer us by buying one person or the other for them to get out, divide the struggle, cause confusion. Because when all those confusion, they cause all those confusion, guess what? All of us, we get demoralized. We feel like we don't want to support the struggle. One person start insulting the other. These people are paid. These people have been paid to attack this interim government. These people have been paid to cause confusion in this interim government. These people have been paid to cause confusion in the struggle in general. Once you see them, you know them from what they do. So be very careful when you want to go and associate yourself with them. As a matter of fact, don't even pay them any attention. With the strategy that this interim government has, that the president has put in place, the diplomatic strategy we have now in place, we're going to make sure that we get the recognition that we need in the quickest time possible. But our people on the ground have to keep doing what they are doing. Keep defending your land, keep defending our brothers and sisters to make sure that they're not being killed. And sooner or later, we will get what we need. Thank you so much, Rachael. I mean, I can sit down here and talk all the. We had a very good trip to Washington, D.C., where we met so many people. It was such a very good feeling. I mean, up to now, every time I reflect on it, I'm extremely happy. So, but we will get there sooner than later. We'll just continue doing what we do here at the level of the interim government, and we will get there. So, all these distractors that they're here in this struggle, they will fade out. They'll honestly fade out within the next couple of months. They will fade out. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Tita. Thank you. Thank you very much. We are now moving to our next topic, where we have to talk about the atrocities that are going on home front. These atrocities, my patients. I would leave you to talk. Please, Dr. Tita, don't rush out. We also have to talk about these atrocities. Please, let me make you out more today.
Yes.
My patients, you go ahead and have the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Rachael. Thank you, Dr. Tita, for that input about all the work that you guys are doing to help bring our thing to an end. The most recent atrocity that we have all seen, that mommy that was killed right after she took a bath, a shower. I live in the West Coast, so I usually see information when others have already seen it. I usually am the last person, I guess, to see things, because we rise when I'm getting up from sleep. People are already up and about like 8 hours before me or 3 hours before me. So when I got up and I saw that video of that mommy with the person talking about what had happened, I was crushed. I mean, it's just my daughter. my daughter has warned me not to even be looking at the television, my cell phone when I get up from sleep. But sometimes I just can't help myself. When I saw that video, it just crushed my spirit. That this is a mama. It could be my mother. It could be your mother, your aunt, your sister. That for no fault of hers, the military would just go and kill her like that. And this just reminds us of the many mamas and grandmothers that have already died. And on a daily basis. For what reason? When you ask that question, why? You don't see this happening in the other part of the country. You don't see La Republique citizens crying of their own people being killed on a daily basis. So what does that tell you? Two things. We are not important as a people. We don't count. We don't matter. If we don't count or we do not matter, and what is important for La Republique is our land, what do we do about it? Do we sit quiet and get daily news of this nature until one day we cease to exist as a people? Or do we continue to fight for international recognition? I get upset when I hear people talking about that the international community should do X, Y, Z. I mean, sometimes I'm guilty myself. But the fact is that we, as a people, have to be determined. I don't understand why we, as a people, cannot tell the international community that that's what we want and we stick by it. We've already said it, that we've restored our independence. And the goal is to stop all this killing. I mean, I got a message from somebody that I don't know. I'm going to read it. It was just sent to me this morning. I got up and this person just sent a message, and I think what she's saying, many people will echo the same feeling. And she said, "Hello, please, all I need from you guys over to stop playing games and unite so that this thing should end. I'm tired of living in a foreign land called La Republique, and I miss my chief town, Bamenda. With so much passionate, please tell President Sako, Samuel Ikome, to do something to solve this problem. I'm tired, please." Then she mentioned her name, presently in Kongsamba. And when I see that message, and I know that many people feel the same way, those who are being killed, those who are running for their safety, like that my mother was killed, and the word unity. So I want to connect these killings with the word unity. We get drawn by this word unity. And I think the next measure exercise for us to list all those who are supposed to be so-called leaders and find out exactly where do they stand. I mean, Dr. Tita, and Rachael can even address this. If you list all those who are so-called leaders from the very beginning, where do they stand? Because President Sako has done everything to bring unity from the beginning. All the meetings that he had brought about, even this Tima Ambazonia that came about, was a source for unity, for collaboration. Where has that led us to? So I am connecting this to this exercise of this mama being killed and all the atrocities that are happening in our land on a daily basis. Is that where do we go from here? How do we come together and really discredit people like the Cho Ayabas? Because some of them are there for their own personal gains. They are causing kidnapping for ransom and benefiting financially from the suffering of our people that are being killed on a daily basis. We separate those leaders, and I hate to even call them leaders, but let's just say leaders for terms of discussion. Those that, since this struggle started, were considered leaders. We have to separate them. We have to call them out and say, this person is doing this, so he's not for independence. This person is doing this, so he's not for independence. We need to have that exercise done. Once that exercise is done, where we list all their names and put them and really give them some labels, then we can see who is really for Southern Cameroons, and we push this thing. Because people like even Thibault Nash, when they do their tweets and all they like, they bring this in their tweets, say that you guys are not united. But where is that unity supposed to come from? You don't have unity with people that want federation. You cannot have that. You don't have unity with people that are just doing their own selfish gains to get wealth, like those that are kidnapping. It will not lead us to where we want. So right now, this interim government, President Sako is the president. We have an interim house. We have cabinet members. We have LGA and county chairs. We have the presidency. We have all this structure together for one sole purpose, unity of purpose, to have our independence recognized as a nation. To stop for us to start working and talking against all these atrocities and calling them out. La Republic is doing its own killing, and then there are other people that created these unity warriors that are killing our own people. Those are the handwork of La Republic indirectly. How do we stop it? It's painful. How do we stop it?
Thank you, my patience. How do we stop it? I don't know if Dr. Tita would like to come in, or the
Yeah,
recent atrocities and the
thank you.
implications.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Rachael, for that question. We had the massacre in Menka in Pinyi village on May 28, 2018. Tiben massacre in Batibo on July 12, 2018. Moyoka massacre on August 4, 2018. Messager massacre on October 12, 2018. Bali massacre on May 14 and May 26, 2019. Bole Bakudu massacre on February 6, 2020. Gabu village massacre on February 14, 2020. Babanki Tungo massacre on March 2nd, 2020. These massacres have been happening over and over and over. Even Bafut massacre that happened on May 3rd, 2020. Kumba massacre on October 24, 2020. The world is afraid of this data. If this data is out there continuously and consistently, they are afraid of this data. Because why? Because they are not acting and they're not doing anything. So the world is continuously quiet. Why these massacres and these killings of innocent Southern Cameroonians? Because they are Southern Cameroonians. That's why they're killing it. And you know why they're killing this? Killing will continue if the world does not act. Because Ambazonia is an idea that is spread all over that national territory. And believe it or not, every Southern Cameroonians believe that we must be recognized as an independent nation. So, but we will continue to do the work to put the information out there. We will bring this information to them, even though they don't want it. We will bring this information to them continuously for them to act and do the right thing for our people. It's unfortunate, but French Cameroon will pay for it. All of these crimes against humanity that they're doing right now, they will pay for it. And what we need to do as a people is not to give up. If we give up, that's where we fail.
Right.
Both in the diaspora and at home front. We must continue to fight, and they will pay the price for all of the crimes they are committing in our territory. Thank you.
Yes, I believe so too. They will continue to. They are the invaders. My dear sister, I know it is painful. All of us have our story. Me too, I have my story. Really, I want to get home. Each and every one of us, we want to get home. We want to see country. We want to get back home, but not in the kind of country where you cannot stand up to say, why is it that a simple thing, just correct this aspect. Don't send us English teachers. Don't send us French teachers. Don't send us French lawyers. Before you knew it, they started killing people. Then people realized that I am coming from somewhere before I met you. If I cannot ask for what is basic, and you think the only thing is to kill me, then you kill me. My dear sister, it is painful that you cannot even have a say. You cannot have a say in your own land. People have invaded. And all this killing, 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 they know that yes, people will start saying that we can no longer stand the killing. Let's just stop it and forget and go to where? To go to which structure? To go to which belief? To a belief that is telling you that you don't have to talk. If you talk, I will kill you. Don't you see I kill 50,000? I kill 500,000. I burn down the 40,000 villages. If you talk, I will destroy you again. Is this where you want to go to? Please, we should try to. That is why, even as Dr. Tita said that we will continue to do what we are doing, because until the international community will step in, which is not long from now. That's why they deceive us to say, don't talk history. Don't say that you were forced by joining. Don't remind yourself that you had your independence on 1st October 1961. Don't remember Article 1608. Don't remember all of these things. Forget about them. Don't talk about them. This is deceit. How can somebody tell you to forget your date of birth? They tell you to forget your father's compound. They tell you to forget your origin. Is it normal? So there is hope on the horizon. As we are talking on this program, the horizon, as you see this sun rising and settling, this is how our country, Ambazonia, is in the near. This one is German. I am now talking, it's no longer English. Yeah, in the near. Our country is close by. Please, sister, it may be painful today. The word of God says, weeping will endure for the night, but joy will come in the morning. I bet you it's just like a pregnant woman who is pregnant. At delivery, the pain is too much. When they say push, push, it is so much that you regretted even having gotten pregnant in the first place. But the moment you push hard and bear your baby, that joy comes in. You forget all that pain. That is what Ambazonia is going on today. And for those who are saying that people should come and unite, all these people we are telling you that they are going to Canada, these distractors, these sellouts, these are people who don't even know the implication of building a nation building. Many are in America, they forget the American War of Independence. Many are in Europe, they forgot the First World War and the Second World War. Many are in Asia, in Japan, they forgot that Japan received the first atomic bomb in the world. It was destroyed to nothing, but today Japan is something. Some people think that if they just walk up and talk with the enemy and swell their pockets, swell their accounts, then they have made it. This is not the kind of unity. It's a unity that will give you a country that you will call your own. A country that you will speak up and have your rights. I added that your rightful rights. That nobody will be able to argue. It will not be because you are rich, because you are poor. Those things will be in place for everybody. Don't expect some unity, because if you remember the history of South Africa, when Mandela was fighting, there was Chief Buthelezi in the bush that was being bought by the apartheid government of Pieter Botha, that was fighting and killing black South Africans. He himself was black South African. He was fighting against the ANC of Nelson Mandela and the black people, that South Africa does not need any freedom from white imperialist dominance. The same thing in Namibia. Savimbi was there. He did not want it to be free. So these are some of the things that you find, some of those names that we don't even want to give them any relevance, that they are trying to tell you that if you people do not calm down, we are going to kill you. Or we have them everywhere in the world. Even the Ukraine war, the president is talking and calling for help. There are some Ukrainians that are going across and talking with Russia, telling them where the secret place is. Those people are always there. Does it make them right to say, oh, just Ukraine, just leave it, let Russia bomb you, finish, let people not be dying because Russia is bombing us? You have to stand up and to be patriotic. So, my sister, it's just this weeping is for a night. You will see the joy will come. Thank you very much. I have many of those
Yeah,
complaints in this phone.
Rachael,
Yes, yes, Doc.
let me come in as far as the discussion of unity is concerned in this revolution. And I'm going to say this is my own personal opinion, and it's not the opinion of the president or this interim government. And I'll say clearly to the Ambazonia people that any talk of unity in this struggle is a distraction. Any talk of unity in this struggle is to make us not to focus on our objective of freeing homeland and to be sitting out in meetings, talking with people that have been paid by the enemy to sit down here and be confusing us while the enemy is driving down the roads, the streets, the quarters, the villages, and is killing our brothers and sisters. Any talk of unity in this struggle, as far as my opinion is concerned, is not a topic of conversation. The war is still going on the ground. French Cameroon, or La République du Cameroon, is the one that declared war on the innocent civilians there on the ground. Innocent Ambazonians that had no weapon or nothing. They are the ones that declare war against them. And they are still killing our people. They're paying people across the world to be telling us not to focus on the killing, they're killing our people, but to be focusing here that, oh, let's get together. Let's get people they have paid to fight against the struggle together, so we sit down and agree when they know that we will never agree. They know that they're paying these people in the back when they will never agree. So they come and cause confusion everywhere. This interim government under President Sako is focused. And if you see the president, I mean, he was out there yesterday. We are not paying attention to the distraction that French Cameroon is causing, but the president has his eye on the ball, which is to free homeland. And sooner or later, it's going to happen. And those paid agents of French Cameroon that are running around, they will pay a price. Trust me, they will pay a price for all the confusion they are causing in this revolution. They will not go for free. They will have their day in court in Ambazonia. Let me say that. We'll allow the senior barristers to take care of them when they step foot there on the ground. So there is no conversation of unity. It's not important. It's a distraction. We are focused. Those that want to support our brothers and sisters, our nieces and nephews that are fighting to defend homeland or defend our families back home, not to be killed by this French Cameroon military, those that want to support them can come to this interim government. Those that say they want to do it by themselves and support their own people or what group they want to support, let them do it. They have the free will to do it. Do not bring any confusion in this struggle. This interim government will not attend to any of this distraction that is being put in place by neighboring French Cameroon. Don't even waste your time going to listen to them. All of them, they are out there. They've collected their money, and in order not to stop fighting, and they'll try to convince people not to fight. Please do not listen to any of them. There is no talk of federation with French Cameroon in this struggle. It's not even a topic of conversation. All of those that have gone to Canada and have refused that they don't want to fight anymore, they want to talk about peace. There is no peace. There will be no peace without justice. French Cameroon must pay for all the crimes they've committed in our territory. And some of the data I just told you about the massacre here, even the international community, where you say to them they don't want to hear because it's just too much for the international community to hear it and don't do anything. But we will continuously tell them, and they must take it, and they must act. They must do something. French Cameroon must leave from our territory. We are not part of French Cameroon. Ambazonia is not part of Cameroon. It's not part of Cameroon. And the world knows that. The French Cameroon need to remove their colonial administrators and their military out of that territory. Thank you.
Let me
Thank you
add
very much.
something to that,
Okay.
Rachel. I think we need to be very aggressive on this topic so that we don't, on this matter of unity at the level of the interim government, so that people understand where we're coming from. I think what has to be done really is to list all the leaders that people think are leaders in this struggle, starting from Siseko Ayuktabe. Because the fact is this: if after Sisoko Ayuktabe was locked up and president took over, and he embraced this president and did not form this second government, the idea of forming governments and governments would not have come up. So that was the first mistake. So this interim government has to go back and list all those people and say, yes, Ambazonians were suffering, but these are the people that are causing your suffering. And if they can do X, Y, Z, meaning that if former President Sekou wants this thing to come to an end, he can say that for the purpose of unity, I'm pulling back my administration and endorsing the one that is out there, number one. Or just be quiet and do nothing. We have to let the international community understand that he is not relevant. Number two, I hate to bring all these other names. The people that just came out of this, created a second and third government, their names. People are seeing them there and thinking that they have some structure or some power. Their names have to be called out and say, this person, my area Marianta, is not doing anything for you because of XYZ. This person, Chris Arno, is not doing anything for you because of XYZ. Cho Ayaba is not doing anything for you because of... So those names have to be out there so that the international community understands clearly, and the people on the ground, people in home front and in ground one, understand that these are people that are a distraction, just like Dr. Tita said, and that they are not relevant. There has to be a way to really call all this name. I'll include even Bo Herbert in it, because those are people that have some sort of a following and people are confused. We have our structure. We have our LGAs and counties and our government structure, capitals, all the like. But the fact is that there are some Southern Cameroonians, Ambazonians, that are not in our structure, that are looking up to these people and getting mixed messages. So that communication, that information has to come out clearly, stating that these people are the barrier. They are not there for you, because if they are there for you, they would have realized that the best way to come together to push this thing ahead will be to join their LGAs and work within the structure that this government has created. Because we're saying that we've restored our independence. You restore your independence as what? You restore as a country. So if you're a country has a structure. It has counties and LGAs and cabinet members. So go do something through these units or be quiet. Do something through these units or be quiet. Say, I've retired from the process. I'm no longer, instead of then kidnapping or causing confusion. That's what I'm talking about. And then the international community has to see that these people have no base. They don't have any support system. They are just there for themselves. And they are La Republique sponsored agents. Something has to be done as we push forward.
Thank you so much, Dr. Patience. Please, Rachael, let me come in here in line with what Dr. Patience was just saying. I want to say this because these supposed leaders that they run around there and they go and form all this clique in the name of, trying to take over power, and they keep doing it, and they don't seem to stop. First, what I'm going to say is that, of course, some of them is evident from their actions and the things they do that they are paid agents. But even to those that, like Dr. Patience is suggesting that they can let go their, I don't know if you call them government. I don't think they're just like a 1 man or 2 man show that they're running there in the name of in the name of the government that they're running that stuff there. But they can let that go and just align with this interim government. Align with this interim government. That's officially telling the world that, you know what, these killings that is going on the ground, they're killing our people. This struggle is not about me. So that's being selfless. It's not about them. Even the Sisiko that is being detained, the struggle is not about him. It's about the suffering people. They should refuse to be allow themselves to be used by the enemy. That's what they need to do. They need to refuse to allow themselves to be used by the enemy. But because sometimes black folks have some very big, gigantic egos that they don't want to let go. They think it's all about themselves. And when they get to that level, they feel so big. They feel like they have accomplished something. A lot of them, like the other guy there, Chris Anu, this, to me, I think this is something that makes him feel like his greatest accomplishment that he's ever accomplished. For how many years he's been in America. I can say this as a matter of fact because I know him very well. So a lot of people like that, they think that this is an accomplishment. But our people are being killed on the ground. La Republique is using them as a tool to tell the international community that we are not united, to keep extorting our resources from our territory and keep killing our people in the name of the fact that they have a strategy that they will bring down the struggle. Their goal is to see us conquered like the Biafras that were conquered by Nigeria. It will not happen. We are not part of French Cameroon. We have never been a part of French Cameroon. They will pack and they will have to leave from our territory. And I want to let these so-called supposed leaders, let them know that they call themselves what supposed leader or whatever they call themselves. I want to let them know that as they are playing these games with French Cameroon, that's how they are seen. They think they're playing it in the back. But they are seen openly in the world by the leaders in the world that they are not to be trusted. As they are playing this game with French Cameroon, they're already seen about all the leaders in the world that they are not to be trusted. It is known, even at the level of the White House, that President Sako is the leader of this revolution, of this struggle. So I'm telling you this. So all of these people, they know. And all the leaders of the world know them when they go and play these games in the back. And only if they know what these people think about them, the leaders of the world, if they know what they think about them, people that cannot stand for their people. We are living in the diaspora. A lot of us have had a golden opportunity to be educated in America and Europe and Asia, or maybe even in China, because these people stood their grounds and fought for their liberation. These people stood for something. Okay? They didn't just fall for chicken peanuts that the oppressor wants to give them, because they saw a vision that was big, that was bigger than themselves, and they fought for it to accomplish it. And that's what this interim government is doing. That's what Dr. Sako and the government in general are working very hard to make sure that the vision that we see for Ambazonians, our children, to the 10th generation will get to see and live in a land that they are free, with all the resources that belongs to them. Given a healthcare system, an educational system, a social and welfare system that no other country in Africa can provide. Let's go through this stage, and once we get our recognition, we will see homeland, and we will all be happy. Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ma Patience. Thank you, Dr. Tita. Our crew just added in here unity versus collaboration during war. I think this is an entire topic on its own. I think it is interesting that we get to a discussion like this. But one thing I just want to add to this highlighted theme or topic is just that, first of all, when you say you want to unite or you want to collaborate, the thing is, the question you should first of all ask, what do I want to achieve? If you are crossing over to meet another person, what do I want to achieve? So if we are talking here, it's just talking the same language in different ways. If you want to say we should unite or there should be unity, the question is, what are we uniting for? What is the purpose of our unity? We are collaborating. What are we collaborating for? Because it is no longer news. It is all over. We have unionists, we have federalists, we have special statuses, we have us who say outright recognition and complete restoration of our sovereignty and our statehood, which was former British Southern Cameroons, and now we say Federal Republic of Ambazonia. If you know that you are not to own an internationally recognized homeland, which is the Federal Republic of Ambazonia, there is no way we can even start talking of unity. There's no way. Even if, as my patient said, that we should make a spreadsheet, an Excel sheet, we write everybody's names, we write their achievements, their goals, how far they have come. The ideology, the concept is inside there. What do I want to achieve? I'm going to Canada. What do I want to achieve? Do I want to just mix with La Republique, collect my money, and tell them that we have scattered that government and we are not supporting them? That is what they want. But is it what you and I want? We want a statehood. So when you talk, say you unite for a purpose. You not fit be for CWF or for CWA, where you not be Catholic woman. You must believe in Hail Mary, in the Catholic doctrine, and a mother of mother call those things for Catholic church. Before you will qualify you, ordain you into Catholic Woman Association. It go hard. Before you not fit say are there for CWF and they are there for Catholic Women Association. CWF then are for Presbyterian Church. And then CWA na Catholic Women Association, and then Christian Women Fellowship na Presbyterian Church. How you feel to belong to the two? So what would the talks until for years say we want to more unite, more collaborate? Yes, they feel collaborate because it's all of us who use Bible with the pray. But when it comes to platforms, do we meet on the same platform, talking the same doctrines? Presbyterian doctrine day, Catholic doctrine day. So please, make people do not begin to say, may una be for one mob. Even for this white man country, it can never be in one mob. You get Republican Party, you get the Democrats, you get all those things. Are they in one mob? Now only because of CPD and where when time one come for election, they go make 100 political parties. When na their subsector, just the same thing where they don't can do for Ambazonia struggle. They don't can subcontracted people. Don't subcontract people. So that means they say they are so divided. But we are not fooled. We cannot be deceived. Not any longer. So make some person not say more na go unite. How you want to go tie your yellow wrapper, go inside Catholic church? Say I belong to CWA. When you never go through novena, all those things, you go all those things. Some of the kids talk the thing and the people the way they reason. I see some Sierra Leonean picking a video where it is circulate and say, you Cameroonians, you people make noise too much wherever you go. The Peking show parts of Cameroon say, look at you. For 60 years, you had only 2 presidents. For 40 years, you had 1 president. Are they not reasonable and educated people in that country to leave one buffoon to be ruling the country for 40 years? How is that possible? Now some small boy pikin, not say that pikin don't even reach up to 25 years. Now be the ask that question. Then una cash down for here they say, may una unite, may una unite. We don't create platform for those going to Ambazonia. If you know that you want your independent Ambazonia, come out there for house because they talk. Who said then they? What did they go do for Canada? They go take their money, sleep for hotel, relax. So when they go do boyfriend, girlfriend, because the worker commit adultery to fornication, say they go in conference. Man just talk am for here one time. Before the one talk, say many people that begin to unite, that they collaborate, that they do all those things, make the camel begin to go Ambazonia. You cannot be going to Boya and then you enter a vehicle that is going to Victoria. It will not work.
Yeah, Ma Rachel. So Ma just make this one final comment. So the thing where I would like me we do, I don't know how maybe now we activists them will help with this exercise. The thing that should be done is to list all these names that were mentioned. Make people to understand, say, these people are not for unity. Because if they are for unity, they would be part of the system. The point I'm trying to make is that these names, because that's a cry. Most people are saying, we're not going to unite, we're not going to unite. So we list these names and say, these people are not for unity. Because if they were for unity, they would have embraced this interim government that had a track record. It started with the consortium, went to SCACUF, went to interim government. That is a track history. That's where we are now. This is the interim government. So these people should have been part of the process or along with the process. But because they are not, and they have their own selfish goals and ambitions, they are not for this restored nation that is seeking recognition. Therefore, they should not be looked upon as leaders. That's a fundamental point I'm trying to get. That those who were considered leaders at one time are no longer leaders and should not be looked into because they've not embraced this system. So if they want to really be united, let them get into this system. And the unity is for what? Unity for our recognition. We are already an independent nation. So there are two things we are fighting right now. International recognition, and for that peace process for settlement, for us to have that negotiation with La Republique. Those are the two things we're working on. And of course, the struggle, the pain that our people are suffering, we should not be causing pain on our people. So I'll talk about three things. Those who are the ones implementing all the killing on the ground, harming our people, especially amongst our own fighters, they are not for the process. They are not for us. So they should be spelled out. We need to be able to see them as enemies within the structure and not part of us. That is the key thing I'm trying to make so that this conversation about unity doesn't come up. Collaboration will be a different factor because you collaborate for a particular thing. You collaborate in terms of getting something. And that could easily be achieved within the structure that we have as an interim government to get the best minds to do something that will benefit the people. So this conversation of unity will have to continue until we put all these people under the bus and make them understand that they are relevant.
My patient, sorry.
Yeah,
sorry. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Kumba, Cameroon, precisely.
Thank you. You are live on the Horizon on ABC TV.
Yes, I'm also watching it live.
Okay.
Yes.
We are hearing you. Do you have anything to contribute, something to ask, something to say?
Yes, the problem is we are dying on ground zero.
Okay.
Yeah, they're dying.
Yeah.
Did he hang up?
Yeah, I think it's the network. He says we are dying on ground zero. He's listening to us via satellite.
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate that he got disconnected due to the network. Like Dr. Patience has said earlier, and I think we will always say it, and this interim government has always said, the interim government, we are aware of what is happening on the ground. As a matter of fact, we're updating the international community and all of our diplomatic offices with what is actually happening on the ground. So we stay connected. This interim government is connected on the ground. And that's why we're doing everything possible to make sure that we either come to a negotiated settlement with French Cameroon, that the president committed to that process in Swiss.
There's an incoming call.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. No, it dropped.
So the president has made that effort. It has going to the Swiss to make sure that they can mediate the problem and let's have a negotiated settlement for French Cameroon to withdraw from the territory and stop killing our people. We have made, even after French Cameroon withdrew from that process, as we were told, we have made other diplomatic efforts. Like recently, we were just there in Washington, D.C., the president, Maureen, and myself, for over 4 days, meeting with key leaders, strategic leaders, meeting with business owners and entrepreneurs, in so many areas. I mean, if I call some of the names here, a lot of us will be surprised. Like, how did those people have a meeting with us? But yeah, we had a lot of meetings with a lot of them, because the president is committed in making sure that we have the recognition that we need, and for French Cameroon to withdraw their military and their colonial administrators out of Ambazonia. The war was not declared by us in the diaspora or this interim government. The war and the killing on the ground was declared by French Cameroon. Everybody on the ground needs to fight the enemy and get the enemy out. And I mean this, those in Kumba, those in Bamenda, those in Boya, those in Victoria have to wake up and fight, and let's finish this. Let's finish this war that the Republic has declared on us. It's our duty. The sooner we get together and everybody rise up to say, you know what, enough of this, which means that if you see one Ekelebe is passing in front of your house, you're there looking for a cutlass or you're looking for some stick for go knock it down. The sooner we all step up, and I say this particularly to those in the bigger cities like Victoria, like Boya, like Kumba, like Bamenda, everybody has to wake up and say we need to finish this fight. Because if you think that in those cities everything is fine, and you think that, oh, if this struggle, our people are conquered, this struggle is over, you'll still be fine, like you feel you are fine now, it's going to be worse. You don't want to live in any city or town or in a country like ours as a conquered people by French Cameroon. We all have to wake up, and we all have to contribute to make sure that we defeat the enemy. We'll defeat the enemy, and even those infiltrators that are within our midst, we need to kick them out. They are collecting money from French Cameroon and providing information, providing intelligence from French Cameroon. They come and hang around us as if they are part of us while they are not. We know them in every circle, in our meetings, in our country meetings and Jangi group. We know all of them. We must win this war. It's not an option. We must win this fight. French Cameroon must pack and leave. But why Ground Zero is a home front, why Home Front is doing whatever they're doing to defend homeland, this interim government under President Sako is committed in making sure that we get all of the diplomatic efforts that we need to get to make sure that we get our recognition. Thank you. I'm going to hold on. Okay, go ahead.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, please.
Hello.
Yes, you're on the horizon.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you. Go on.
Yeah, we are watching. Okay, I just have something to say. We are watching on you people in ABC TV, and that is our national station that we always get our information in. One of the things that I just want to comment is that it's very simple. I don't know why we keep on turning around. The thing is very simple. See, La Republic has freedom in Congo. If our president Samuel Sako can focus, and the defense team focus attention in Fakou, that is the completely they do a takeover in Fakou. You see, this war will just finish today. One of the things that we observe in Fakou is that Combat, the man who used to come and pretend in ABC TV, that he is controlling FAF, whether it's FAF with FAF for what, the outcome came up. So when our president declares 2 days lockdown, Saga came and said one day. So they're working with the federal government. Hello, are you getting right?
We are getting you, yeah.
Yeah, they are not working with the interim government. like that. So if they can do every means to take this nonsense man they call Saga out of Fako will come back alive. Fako will come back. That is the major problem we have here because now we have Fako. That is why you see that on Monday. Yes, that is why you see that on Monday activities are streaming up. Many things are happening on Monday. Activities are taking place. Can you imagine? So what is a woman used to come to TV and pretend as if he is working, of which he is collecting money from companies in Fako, collecting money from Fako's people, to collect money from a supermon. We know everything. That is why.
Thank you.
That is why if we don't come out to give out complaint, so that you people should not sit up there, you think that Fako, that something is happening in Fako. Somebody has completely destroyed Fako. That's just my short pitch. That was my own idea, my own little contribution that I said. Let me just thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, fellow comrade on home front. We will send it to the appropriate quarters and they will take responsibility on that. Thank you very much for the info. That's why we say you see something, you say something. Because when we don't say it, it seems as if we are against ourselves. You saying it, seeing it, and saying it, it has given us a milestone. So Dr. Chita was talking. I don't know whether you have wrapped up your point that for that brother that was saying we are dying we are dying on home front. My brother, we have been dying since 1961, since La République took over on the 30th of November 30th of September 1961. They came in with their military armored cars, invaded Bongo Square, invaded every of our city. From that day, they started killing. The killing has only increased because your awareness has increased also. You know, even when they went to Fumban, they killed Honorable Abendon. He was one of the first people that was officially killed because he came in with intelligence and knowledge that he had learned and was questioning things around. They killed him. So killing did not start today. The killing has gone viral, it has gone far and wide because social media has helped us. The digital world, the innovation has helped us that we can see it and video it. Before they used to send people in Cholere prison, in Bavinga prison, in all kinds of prison where they went there and died. Nobody ever heard about anything about them because there was no radio, there was no television, there was no iPhone, there was no internet to share those messages. If they killed somebody in Kumba, you never knew if you were in Boya. Even if you were in Moyoka, you never knew of somebody that was killed somewhere. That is the difference, that the killings has widespread because knowledge has increased. And it is with this our own knowledge that has increased that we should be energized and empowered to stand up and fight and take what really belongs to us, because God forbids it. Just imagine that now that they have known your strength, they have known what you are capable of doing, they have known what you can do. God forbid it. Do you know what that will mean? We cannot just imagine something because that is not our destiny. This is the time for us to fight for our own homeland, fight for our destiny as other countries have fought before and they are now enjoying their own daybreak. Our daybreak is also on the way. So please, let's not give up. Thank you.
Can I just
Doc,
continue?
are we still there?
Yes, thank you so much, Rachael. I mean, there is hope. The future is bright. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep in touch. Bring to all of our people to all of our people at the home front. If you see something like Rachael said it, say something. Bring it to the attention of this interim government, and we will move it forward. Don't be quiet when you see anything. Bring it to our attention and we'll move it forward. We are the no-nonsense generation, as the world already knows. We are the tech savvy generation. We will capture all of the images, and La Republique will pay for all of the crimes they're committing in our territory. The future is bright and there is hope. Thank you so much. Stay focused. Let's all stay focused, and we will get this recognition in no time. Thanks again for the invite for me to be on this show today, Rachael. I mean, I'm extremely glad that I was able to be here. Thanks again, and hopefully we'll keep in touch in the back. We'll keep doing the work. After this show is over, there's plenty of work to do in the back. And we have to go back
True.
again and continue. We continue to do the work, So
Yeah.
thanks a lot again for the
It never
invitation.
ends here. It never ends here, Doc. As we are
Yeah,
here, it's just what we just prepare all through within the week. Every day we pick information here, call people here. Even to get you here was not easy.
I
Even to
know,
get
right?
you seated here, it wasn't easy. I was just so say, please now, that for me to be here is because I am also here with Amber time, and work time is when you are at home in the evening. So for you in
Yes,
the USA, this is the middle of the day for you working. I can never be
yes,
free at my 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
yes,
It cannot be.
exactly.
This time is the same time with home front in Europe and home front here, the same
Exactly.
longitude and time zone. That's why I have the opportunity by God's grace to be here. If not, it cannot be possible in the middle of 2 p.m. in the day, 1 a.m., when you are supposed to be answering calls or attending to clients here and there. You can't have it. So I really
we
applaud
we
you
have
for
to
have taken time. Yeah.
we have to do it
My
for our people. We
patience,
have to do it.
I'm sure my patience has already gone because, as I said earlier on, she was already on her way out. She's
Yes, yes.
rushing to work, fellow viewers. She gets up very early by her own time. To be here is also not, she squeezes the early hours, be here, and rushes to work. You see, she has already left. This is
She's
what we are
left. Yeah,
into. Yeah,
yeah.
she's left. Yeah. Yeah, there's a
Thank you
call
so much.
coming. Doug, let's hear this one together.
I'll
Yes,
listen.
caller.
Uh, good evening, Marasha. Good evening, Dr. Tita.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, as I was saying before, that the day were interrupted.
Yeah, it was the network. Please go on.
Yeah, the reason why we are stagnant in this our war of liberation is donut fatigue.
Okay. Are you in your LGA? Do you let me just ask, in which LGA are you?
Is he calling from the home front or the diaspora?
I'm in Kumba precisely.
Okay, you're in Kumba.
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything we are suffering from, everything. We have reached we have bypassed the cross line. So it is not time for us to go back to our vomit. So what we are appealing to every one of us is to hold steadfast, because many things are going on. Dr. Tita has outlined some of the things that we have been able to accomplish, and we are getting there. They say the time closest to dawn is the darkest time. So this is the time we have to pull our strings and get there. There's nothing more that we can say other than ourselves at this point. We have lost life, we've lost money, we've contributed, we've invested everything possible, humanly possible, to be where we are today. So I don't think it would be morally right for us to just drop everything in the trash and go back to our vomit. I don't think that is our destiny. Our destiny is to pull through. Yeah, a revolution, an independence, recognition, restoration is not a child's play. Yes, please, it is an appeal for every one of us. If people want to be, people have drafted with their lives. Young men and women have died because of this cause. Some people will say The money I have invested in this thing, I have contributed and supported. This money I would have maybe built my own mansion, establish an estate, a business entrepreneur for myself, but I invested in the war. Why? Because all of us, we are dying to have our own homeland. So there is nobody that has done less or more. We are just appealing that we should all bring our resources together and pull through. That
Is
is
he still on
all
the
what
line?
I really say. No, but he's listening to us
He's
via
listening to us.
yeah, satellite, yeah.
Yeah. No, what I'm going to tell the caller is because he talked about donor fatigue. Is that expected? Sometimes, yes. That sometimes, some people, because we all have different expectation on how soon uh, this is supposed to take for us to get a recognition. And that's that strategy that the France and French Cameroon, they're playing also on, which means that they're tactically thinking that if they drag this for a longer period of time, people are going to get tired. If they come and pay some people, like those that they've already paid, they've cashed out of the struggle, caused confusion and struggle, that's going to make them tired. And then with time, people are going to get tired and they're not going to want to support the struggle. But what I can assure you is that because there's always that rise and that fall. I can tell you that this revolution has gone to the high peak and has gone and hit his bottom. We've already hit that bottom. The good thing is that the struggle did not destroy. Thanks to the leadership of Dr. Sako, you know that the struggle, even when he went and hit the bottom, the struggle did not destroy. So now we are going back up
Mm,
and watch it as we rise. We are not falling anymore. Our recognition must come.
amen.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Rachael.
Thank you very
You know,
much, Doc. Thank you very much. And
yes,
before we
yeah.
go, Abeko, tomorrow, may we ring the bell. Gong, 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 gong. I have
It's
to go
Paco.
back to my room. When Chief the one send the message for outside, he the first send town crier. May I go beat the drum around the village. May I tell the people, gang, 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 may all man hear. Tomorrow, now for Chief Palace. Chief Palace, tomorrow, by
Yep.
8 p.m. Amber time. Make you don't click into the Zoom link. Even before then, if you watch the pre-show for ABC TV live, or if you like, you connect to the Zoom, you go still see am for there. Now the town crier, e make the noise now. Not talk say you not here, oh. Make you not talk say you not here. Na federal capital tomorrow. I go call am na federal capital. I talk am yesterday for some audio. I say everybody belongs to the capital. Everybody, because if they ask you say what is the capital of your nation, you go say na, you call the
Mm-hmm.
name, you say na Boya. So
Yep.
everybody, so not talk say no be my LGA. And more to that, all the pikin dem wey dey go school for Fako, Sase, Bishop Rogan, Seka, Baptist High School, Comprehensive College Limbe, JHS Limbe, JHS Moyoka, JHS Ekona, JHS Mutengene, Comprehensive Baptist School, Limbe, Victoria Limbe, all those schools dem wey primary school, government school, Bota, RCM, Bota, men's school, Centenary Stadium, government school, New Town, all PNEU, GRA, Bota, all those schools, all go reach for all the corners dem for Fako County. If you be ever go school for day, join tomorrow. If they be born you for day, especially most of the people the way they don calm dem today wey their papa dey be there for CDC, for plantation, the one the way dey be there for rubber, the one the way dey be there for banga, the one the way dey be there for civil engineering, for Bota, the one the way dey be there for Pamo, all those things dem, all those pikin dem wey dey grow around that area. Tomorrow, the sad thing na say some of una dey still talk say na that una thing, but ma see how you go calm. When land go free, una go calm. But the appeal na say make everybody, I know say everybody get connection to federal capital. Either you go visit your aunty or you go visit your uncle, or you be go there for holiday or something. Everybody has a connection. Talk of University of Boya. Now many years today, starting from Asti wey be dey Boya before the one can transfer am for full-fledged university just by going to school. So all those people dem una get to come tomorrow. I dey talk so maybe many dem dey hear, many dem no hear, but if you know say your pikin, your sister, your brother be go school for Boya, or you don even pass for Boya sef go give documents for make your national identity card, or for go for social welfare go take your papa a pension or insurance or something wey you be go do for Boya. Tomorrow we dey draft dat our federal capital. Una don hear dat brother talk say Fombat and Sagard dem don spoil Fako. So our sister be say we get our goals dem wey dem dey waka dey do things dem, make una come, make we try, make we draft am. Na the town crier don talk. Na me I be the town crier o, I don cry my own. So make we no forget, and Dr. Titatu go get im own way e go talk, then we go round up before we dey go.
No, thank you very much, Rachael. You have said everything. I mean, we're just going to invite everyone to join the president tomorrow with the federal capital territory draft for us to kick it going. And there is hope. If there's one thing I want to say, and before we leave this show today, there is hope. I will see you all tomorrow at the draft. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, my patience. Surely on your way to work, still listening to us. It was nice having you. Thank you very much, Dr. Tita, for being here. And I so much like your pink for the pink day and the October month. And I also respected the pink October month to appear like this to commemorate the pink ribbon day. We should be aware of women. We should be aware of this breast cancer thing. It's not a thing of joke. Just follow the self examination that you watch here, and if you discover it, don't hesitate to tell anybody. One thing is people fear stigma. They say, hey, they go talk say I don't get cancer, may I not talk. The thing go dey dey chop you, dey hide yourself. You go watch, you know, if you expose yourself for side way fellow women then they because you for shame, for stigma. No, stigma na one of the highest thing wey e dey kill person. If you feel am, just run talk am one time so that they go can help you for cure am. No hide am, no be something for shame, no be you make am. Any sickness, no be some person make am, no be for thing for hide. Tell your next person say help me, make we find help. So by so doing, prevention is better than cure. And for the genocidal onslaught wey dey go for Ambazonia, no be today e start. La Republique bin don start am since. We don dey kill since 1960, dey kill. The difference now na because of social media wey me and you dey see am. So we go tell una bye bye for today. Yeah, Fako County draft. Yes, so many things dey go on. As una dey see am so na Fako County draft that town crier don cry am, so na the picture that. Person wey no be here, may see picture, then read am himself, may no be say na me I talk am. Tomorrow na 22nd of October. Yes, the draft dey go for Fako County, our federal capital. Yes, everyone is welcome. Technical crew, I want to thank you for this wonderful time that we shared today. And we appreciate you as always. Our guest, we thank you for being here. And I myself, I just want to appreciate everyone that made, all the people that made the wonderful contribution through the calls. By so doing, we rub minds and we pick ideas and we know where to work on, where to improve, because you are our eyes, you are our ears, and you are our mouth. First-hand information, eyewitness on home front. We thank you for your wonderful job. Keep doing that, contacting us. The number is there. You can always text, can always give us concern, and they will be taken to the appropriate quarters. Thank everyone and have a pleasant weekend and a pleasant draft tomorrow till we meet again next Friday. Remain blessed and God bless you.
Thank you.
Samboy Records.
Welcome to me.
Magical Hakeem on the beats.
Nakamediva na na na. Oh, bongo mbozeo, boshe mbozeo, bonge mbozeo, bumubiri ezamno. Bongo mbozeo, boshe mbozeo, mameta mbozeo. Let's dance to this marina. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Ay 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 ay. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Ay 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 ay. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Ay 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 ay. There's a song in my heart that I want to sing it out to you. Ay ay ay. Why the fight and the pain and the hate you're inflicting on your brother? Ay ay. Lesson no to tribalism, nepotism. Lesson no to bad energy, and embrace some love. To the clock, to the one, let us live in harmony. Bongo mbozeo, boshe mbozeo, bonge mbozeo, bumubiri etamno. Bongo mbozeo, boshe mbozeo, mameta mbozeo. Let's dance to this marina. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Together we will make a better motherland and try to right the wrongs that were caused in the land. Lesson no to tribalism, nepotism. Lesson no to bad energy, and embrace some love. To the clock, to the wall, let us live in harmony. Love, 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 love is all we need.
Magical Hakeem on the beats.
Love, 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 love is all we need. Bongo mbozeo, boshe mbozeo, bonge mbozeo, bumubiri ezamno. Bongo mbozeo, boshe mbozeo, mameta mbozeo. Let's dance to this marina. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Jaule, jaule, jaule. Jaule, jaule, jaule.
Samboy Records.
Welcome.